Okay.
Oh,
Whoa. Hey, we got it.
We'll do Starfinder.
Hey.
Calm down, baby.
Hey everyone, welcome to GameGorgon. My name's Indigo.
And I'm Groot.
And today we're going to be talking about Starfinder, and we're going to be talking about the class that's in the playtest called the Vanguard.
Yes, one of the 3 classes that was released in the playtest. The Vanguard section is so long that we actually didn't see the last one because we're like, there can't possibly be another class after this.
Yeah, I was just like...
There was. We're dumb. Excuse us. But if you have excused us and you're going to watch the rest of the video, let's get into the Vanguard. The Vanguard's concept is really cool. It's a frontline tanky, bruise 'em up guy who's themed around controlling like entropy and chaos and like the forces of the universe sort of thing. As we all know, this by default makes him Indigo's favorite class in the whole game because of the word chaos. Literally in any context.
That and he's a tank.
And yeah.
Yeah, you know, I mean...
He does do the tank and the spank.
The key ability for the Vanguard is its Constitution, which means it gets got lots of health.
Yeah, this is actually the first time I've seen a class with a key ability of Constitution.
Really?
Yeah.
We should go into Starfinder more.
Yeah.
Now the class does have a spell class DC/ability DC, which is equal to your level in Vanguard, plus your Constitution modifier, plus a flat 10. For skills, you get 6 plus your intelligence per level.
That's pretty high. You're going to be proficient with light and heavy armor, simple and advanced weapons, shields, and small arms.
It's kind of like a weird collection of different things, because it's like light and heavy armor, but not medium armor.
Yeah, I think it's designed to be versatile in the way you approach your tankiness.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and
you
then
can
like
kind of do whatever you want with
small arms plus like melee. I can see it's got some versatility, but
when we get to the skills, you'll see where the versatility really comes in.
10-4,
it's
big buddy.
Insanity.
Okay.
At level 1, you're going to acquire your defining feature, which is your Entropic Pool.
Okay.
This is the pool of resources that you spend in order to use most of the things at your disposal.
Okay.
If not all of the things at your disposal.
All right.
The Entropic Pool is really interesting because you start combat with 0. Whenever you start combat, you get 0 EP, which are called entropy points. I'm going to probably say EP a bunch more. So you have 0 EP at the start of combat, and then as you level your character, you gain additional ways of generating EP. Your max EP is equal to your Constitution modifier. During combat, you can spend a resolve point to gain 1 EP, or 2 EP if you're level 10 or over. If you take damage equal to twice your level from a significant enemy, you gain 1 EP. And if you take damage from a crit, you gain an additional 1 EP, which stacks with the other sources. So you basically gain EP by doing your job and taking the hits for the rest of the party.
Okay.
Which is reasonable. I love this kind of mechanic where you don't run out of this.
Mm-hmm.
This is something that you can keep building up as long as you don't die.
Sure.
And you keep taking hits, which shouldn't be that big of a problem for somebody with your con.
Yeah, well, and since that's your key modifier, you should have a lot of it.
Yeah, and with all the stuff that comes after, it's really easy to build yourself in a way that's super survivable.
Sure. Also at level 1, you're going to get Entropic Strike, which is a modifier that's going to add to any attack. So if you are hitting with a sword or whatever your attack is going to be, you're going to add this onto it. The attack targets the EAC and does 1d3 plus your Constitution modifier in damage. Now, 1d3 doesn't sound like a lot of damage, but this damage actually scales up pretty significantly based off of your levels in Vanguard.
Very significantly. If you crit with an Entropic Strike, you can choose to deal normal damage, don't do critical damage, but gain 1 EP instead.
Okay.
So that's one more way at level 1 that you can choose to gain 1 EP, and the first instance that we have of something that isn't like tanky in nature, which is cool. So it's giving you like versatility in how you approach the build of the character by making it not just go in and soak damage.
Yeah, and I mean, as a tank, it's not just stand there and accept the hit. It's you hit shit to make sure that it hits you.
Exactly.
Yeah. At first level, you're also going to get your primary Vanguard aspect, which there are 8 of them.
Yeah.
And so we're not going to go through all 8 of them because that's a lot.
Each aspect has very similar benefits at a given level. So for example, at level 1, every aspect is going to give you a combat maneuver and +2 to a skill. And then based on which aspect you pick, it's going to be a specific combat maneuver and +2 to a specific skill. So we're just going to go over the templates or the kind of theme of each level and give you an example of each one. We already went over level 1. We're going to give you an example from the inversion aspect. You gain improved combat maneuver reposition as a bonus feat and a +2 insight bonus to medicine checks.
At level 4, every single one of them will gain an additional means to generate EP. For this one, once per combat, when you regain hit points or stamina points, you can gain 1 EP without taking any additional actions.
At level 12, you're going to get a reaction you can use when you're being critically hit, or you can use it as an action for 4 EP. You're also going to get an improved version of that same ability that's going to be triggered when you reach 0 health or stamina, and by removing all of your banked EP. The inversion example of the former is all allies other than yourself within 60 feet regen stamina points equal to twice your Vanguard level. For the latter, all allies other than yourself within 60 feet regain hit points equal to triple your Vanguard level. If the creature reaches maximum hit points before using this full value, any excess restores the target's stamina points.
At level 16, all of them get a super strong aspect capstone. For this one, whenever you fail a saving throw, as a reaction, you can spend 1 or more EP to re-roll your saving throw. You gain a bonus to this saving throw equal to the number of EP you spent.
Aspects are really strong and are a really good way of defining like the first layer of your character, like the foundation. Sure. This is what I'm building towards as a character that behaves this way. But they are far from the strongest thing about this class.
At level 2, you're going to get Mitigate. You can spend 1 EP as a reaction to reduce damage taken by your Vanguard level. Minimum 0. You can't gain any EP from attacks reduced this way.
Which is cool because of the way that it's kind of playing with the rest of the EP mechanics. Like, you are a tank, so you're going to be low health at some point. People are probably focusing you down. So this is a way of reducing damage, but you're also going to make it a little bit more difficult to generate EP potentially.
Yeah.
Like, do you reduce the damage of the crit, or do you take the damage?
Yeah, you're sacrificing one for the other.
Yeah, which I love that kind of decision making in RPGs.
Oh yeah, especially like reactionary. Like it makes it more like in the moment versus like your turn, then your turn.
That's actually a good point. That's another, because like it's a reaction. You have a finite number of those. So like, do I use it now? Is this the most damage I'm going to take? I don't know. There's a lot of choices to make just for that one ability. I like it a bunch.
Absolutely.
At level 2, you're going to get your Vanguard Discipline, of which there are 3 pages. And so we're not going to be going over all of them because we're only on level 2. It's been like an hour and a half, and you'd probably click off the video by level 4 at the most. But these basically give you additional feats. They'll give you DR. They'll give you reactions. It's just a plethora of different things to add to your repertoire. Trust us, there's plenty to go over without talking about every single one of these. If you want to see us talk about all of them, let us know. We'll do it.
Down there.
Down in the doodle.
At level 3, you're going to get Reactive, which once per day, you're able to get an additional reaction on your turn.
I like this for the same reason that I like the reactions of the Paladin. It makes you feel like a mom hurting the children. Like, hey, I didn't tell you you could move. I didn't tell you you could move.
Well, I like it because it kind of goes back to the previous ability, which is, hey, if you take damage, you can use a reaction to mitigate that. Now you're getting the opportunity to do that twice in a day. So you're just like, if you get hit twice really hard, and you're just like, I'm done. No.
And that actually that adds another layer of decision making. Like, I can only do this once today. So is this second hit of damage bad enough that I want to sacrifice my ability to use my second reaction for the rest of the day? Like, the layered decision making in this class is just,
Maybe you should play the class.
I will. Can I put it in our Pathfinder campaign?
No, but we can do a Starfinder campaign.
Okay, great.
Or like we could do a test for all these characters.
I would love to bring Starfinder weapons into Pathfinder. Can I just homebrew that, please? That'd be great.
You can bring Pathfinder weapons into Starfinder.
I'm gonna say no. At level 9, you can use that feature twice. At level 15, you can use that feature 3 times per day. Now, you can't use the feature more than once per round at any level.
Sure.
So you only get 2 reactions per round using that.
Yeah.
Total.
And each time you use it, they have to have a separate triggering action.
Yeah.
So it's not like you can get 2 reactions
off of the same event. You can't do the same thing twice.
Bingo.
Bango.
Bango.
Bongo.
Next, you get Weapon Specialization.
with all the weapons that you know how to use. Easy. Next. Now we're on to level 5. The first thing that you get at level 5 is Entropic Attunement, which allows you to add properties to your weapons when you use your Entropic Strike. You get to pick from a list. You get to change your choice every time you level, similar to the way that, oh my god, Spontaneous Casters work in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. I just had a brain fart. Here's the list. You can choose from Breach, Bright, Faint, Force, Penetrating, Giggity, Extinguish, or Gravitation. If you choose Extinguish or Gravitation, when you want to apply the property, you have to spend 1 EP, just because they're stronger than the rest. There's also one other prerequisite in order to use these properties that you select, and that is that you have to have at least 1 EP banked in order to use them.
Okay.
Now, if you didn't select one of the last 2 that force you to spend an EP, you don't have to spend an EP, you just need to have one. So you can't use it when you have 0 EP.
Okay.
Does that make sense? I think it does.
Yeah.
I don't know why I expected you to respond to that. You're a Canon camera.
At level 7, this ability gets an upgrade, and then also every 3 levels thereafter, culminating at level 19 at its capstone.
At level 19, if you have 1 EP, you can gain an additional property from Entropic Attunement. At level 19, you can also apply any of the critical specializations. It's just like, hey, all of this cool stuff that we gave you, make it as versatile as you want it to be. Go, enjoy. The other thing is, you can also, if you crit, apply the critical specialization that you picked earlier and the one that you get for being level 19 at the same time by spending 1 EP.
Okay.
Which is super strong. Like, hit once, do 2 critical specializations. I mean, you have to crit, but
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
At level 7, you're going to get Uncanny Agility, which makes you, I clearly don't have it, because you're immune to being flat-footed. Your enemy also doesn't gain any benefits for you being flanked or prone.
Yep. That's actually really strong.
I'm still fucking shattered. I was not expecting it at all.
Surprise. At level 8, you're going to gain a secondary Vanguard aspect / insight. So you basically pick another one. And then if you already have a feature that it's giving you, you can pick any other feat.
All right, done.
Bananas.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
At level 11, you get Flashing Strike.
I'm not going to do it to you again.
Thank you. Whenever you make a full round attack with a melee weapon, instead of receiving a -4 penalty, you're only going to get a -3. Which doesn't, that one didn't get me. Which doesn't sound like a huge difference, but 1 is always.
Oh yeah.
You're rolling a d20 at the end of the day. Like,
well, and then you have to know like there's a lot of other things you can do to reduce penalties or give yourself a bonus to attacking. So
yeah.
It adds up. That's the goal, right?
Absolutely.
You know what the Vanguard's proficient in? These shirts from Void Merch. They give you like +9 EAC somehow. If you want to get your hands on them, you can head down to the link in the description. Check them out yourself. They sent them to us. We really like them. We think you will too. Next is Uncanny Speed. There's a lot of uncanny things about this Vanguard. Uncanny Speed allows you to take a move action when you make a full round attack for no cost. You can make this move action at any point between your attacks.
Okay.
You can do it at the beginning, you can do it in between, or you can do it at the end, but you have to use all the movement at the same time.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Nice. At level 17, you're going to get your second aspect embodiment, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. At level 19, you get Agent of Change, which kind of in a fitting fashion changes the way that you play this. Like, on its head, you start combat with 3 EP. So it's just like, hey, I used to have to like build up some steam and like make some choices to get some EP. Now I just start with some and I can just go ham like right off the bat. Just come out swinging.
Yeah.
I think this is a great high level talent that's just like flipping the character on its head.
I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
At level 20, you're going to get Invulnerability.
You can take no damage from any source. You cannot die. If anything tries to kill you, it dies instead.
Yep, that just at level 20. That's just how it works.
Yep, and then you can choose to kill anyone you want by chewing bubblegum in their direction.
I mean, that's not necessarily true, but
I might have overhyped it a little bit.
But you do get invulnerable for a lot of things, and we're just gonna read it.
Once per day, as a reaction, you become immune to all weapon special properties that impose conditions or penalties on you, or that grant an attacker bonuses against you, as well as combat maneuvers, conditions, critical hits, and critical hit effects for 1 minute. And you can take 3 reactions per round. What? That's a lot of reactions per round. And I don't see any reason why you can't use reactive on top of this to give yourself 4.
I don't either. I really don't.
That's bananas.
As long as, again, I think the same rule sits in place. They're all different triggers.
Yes.
For all of the different reactions.
Yeah, I don't know about these ones. These ones don't have that caveat. Well, okay, I may have accidentally excluded it and forgotten that it exists.
Sure.
But I don't remember seeing it when I read it.
I mean, as a GM, again, this is a playtest. As a GM and as a player, I would still say,
you have to have a different thing for every, which is fair. I'm not going to come out and be like, that's a dumb rule. Blah, blah, blah. That's totally reasonable.
And honestly, as a player, I don't think that there's necessarily like that many opportunities that you would want to do.
Sure.
That. Like
triple. I mean, yeah, some reactions it doesn't even make sense to because you could just like spend more points, you know, like the damage resistance one. Like,
I mean,
just use one reaction.
Someone leaves your space, you get 3 attacks of opportunity.
It's just like,
That's weird.
Yeah. This is just not.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really like this class. After reading the first one, after reading this one, it is making me want to add onto our one-off shots and just do like
a Starfinder
Starfinder thing because 1, we haven't played Starfinder in a while.
Yeah.
And 2, this would be a fun like little test for these. Vanguard sounds really cool.
It sounds
I don't know which one I like better so far.
I love Vanguard.
Yeah, I like
Vanguard is so versatile.
Well, Vanguard like definitely screams your name because it's a battlefield manipulator, which is definitely
utility. Like this is like pristine utility.
Sure.
And the fact that it's, and I think they learned this from Monk, proficient in small arms, like good touch. You're not gonna have that Monk problem where it's like this behemoth on the ground that nobody can touch, and then like, oh, there's a flying enemy.
Yeah, I mean,
useless.
And I'm definitely picturing a Vesk as a Vanguard. Vesk is the lizard, the lizard people. Just this big beefy, just like wrecking face and just taking hits and just like, oh, you're just making me stronger. You're just making me stronger.
This is how you have to roleplay the Vanguard. That exact personality.
I don't know. You guys let us know in the comments. Let us know what you think of the Vanguard while you're down there. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to hit the bell icon if you haven't done that already. And then go over to Twitter and talk to us. You can talk to me on Twitter at IndigoQT.
You can talk to me on Twitter at QueueTimes. You can also talk to both of us at all of these things. These are websites, other websites that have things that we put onto them from us to you.
We've been GameGorgon. We'll see you guys later.
Second time that happened this week.